Hello everyone, Bertina Amy here, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to show you how I made this DIY Dollar Tree Easter wreath. Stay tuned till the end so you can see another way to style it. Dollar Tree carries 3 different sizes at least of these wreaths, and I got the 14-inch one, which I'm going to call the medium one. So I go ahead and start off with that wreath form, and I also grabbed some different colors of Deco mesh as well as some speckled tulle, I think it's called. And mostly I'm sticking with lavender. I really love purple. And I saw this fuchsia color and I really like it, so I might use it, but I don't know yet. And I also go ahead and grab some other potential things to embellish my wreath. First, I start with one of the rolls of Deco mesh, and I decide to test out an approximate length in terms of how long I would need it in order to create this sort of scrunched up bow. If you're going to use the rough edges to start scrunching from that part of the Deco mesh, then it's really not going to matter too much. But I go ahead and test out a rough length anyways, just to see what one would turn out to look like. So I take one, cut it down to size, and then scrunch it down the middle, and then wrap a little bit of pipe cleaner surrounding the center, and then I repeat that a couple more times until I see that I like the length that it is, and then I go ahead and start cutting a bunch of Deco mesh until I get to the end of the roll. So I'd like to take this time and to say thank you so much to all my new subscribers, and to all my current subscribers. If you've been around for a while, I really appreciate all your support. I'm getting really close to 200 subscribers, and it means a lot that I could grow this much. Please consider checking out my community tab for any updates to my channel, as things may change from time to time. Please feel free to let me know which of my videos are your favorite, or what types of videos of mine are your favorite, and let me know either in the comments below or over on the community tab. If you have suggestions for future videos, I would love to hear about them. I'm always looking to add new ideas. I try to make my channel very unique and not follow anybody else's ideas as much as I can. Or at the very least, try to make something of my own and then just credit the person I got it from. To make sure I get the most of the pipe cleaners, I take one and I divide it into thirds and cut that down, and repeat that process until all of the Deco mesh is wrapped in the center. Okay, once you've created all your attachments, go ahead and add them all onto the wreath. And here I'm just starting at the crossbars, but I fill in between after that. So here's roll 1, roll 2, roll 3, roll 4, and roll 5. I did that little bit of editing magic just so that you don't have to sit through watching me attach every single piece. But I basically just added the speckled tulle just sporadically and try to do it evenly as well, and I wanted mostly the Deco mesh. I knew that for this wreath I really wanted to go ahead and embellish it with florals. I initially was looking at 4 different colors, a faded purple, a faded blue, and then I saw this really strong blue and this really strong fuchsia that I really liked. And I knew when I was starting this project and had the entire wreath covered in this Deco mesh that I really wanted the florals to be able to stand out and be noticeable. And I felt that doing the faded colors would actually not even show up very well against this Deco mesh that I selected. So I decided on these really strong colors, but I thought these were really, really pretty. So at first I start off by just kind of playing around with an arrangement that I might like, and I knew that I'd also want to go ahead and add the speckled eggs as well, and I wanted to make sure no 2 colors were right next to each other, especially like I didn't want 2 pink eggs as close to each other as possible. I wanted to spread it out as much as I could, so I tried to vary things in between and stuff like that. I also decided that I was going to go ahead and stick to just 2 different shades of these pale colored eggs because I felt the purple was just too close to the actual Deco mesh used in this wreath, and I figured it would just blend in, whereas the other colors just felt like it wouldn't match very well. And my purple flowers that I'm using already have yellow, so I didn't want too much yellow either. So I thought I would just stick to the shades that I had already selected. So between the Easter basket and this little gnome, I decided to decorate with this gnome just like I did my St. Patrick's Day wreath, but I didn't really like the idea of this floral at the top of the head like I did with the St. Patty's Day one, and so I decided to just remove the piece of plastic off the top of the hat instead. So once I was satisfied with my arrangement, I go ahead and start hot gluing it all down. I will add that as I was filming this, I didn't realize that I was accidentally skipping over some because I had to pull some away and things were getting a little bit more spread apart rather than close together like it was or something like that. So I ended up having to undo some and redo some, so bear with me. So if you decide you want to go ahead and recreate a similar look to this wreath, I would recommend that you stick to a color scheme. You don't have to feel like you gotta use the entire set of eggs that come with the packages or the garland. I chose the colors that I liked out of it, and I didn't want to be having too many different shades to make it a little bit, in a sense, confusing. And I really wanted the color variation to work out well, so like when the large fillable eggs actually came in several different colors, but then the garland came with other colors. Some of the stuff did match and some didn't. You know, for example, there's green in the larger ones, but then there's only like white and some other colors in the smaller ones. It just wasn't going to match completely, so I decided to go with at least 2 colors that would go for both the large and the small. I'd also like to share that I originally wanted to make the Easter Bunny wreath instead of the basic one because I really thought it was adorable and I really wanted to try my hand using a specialty wreath like that. The problem was each Dollar Tree I looked at, and I went to 3, by the time I was ready to collect the items and pieces to make this project, I was unable to find them in the stores near me, so I opted for just getting the headband instead. And I was debating as I was making this and putting this together. At this point in time, I wasn't sure if the bunny ears were even gonna look right with it or if it was gonna be too much all in the one wreath. And so I decided to make my ears to be detachable, so I'm not gonna actually glue them on, but I wanted to show you guys how I style this 2 ways, without and with the bunny ears. In an ideal world, these headbands, the ears would actually be bendable, but they're not. So what I go ahead and do is I actually break it all off because this stuff is really cheap and easy to break plastic. And I go ahead and cut off the excess off of the ears, but I keep the little part that's just below the ear where the ear attaches to the headband. I decided to go ahead and test out where I'd like the ears to be placed, as in how far apart or how close together. After the little bit of plastic pieces fall out of that little loop, I go ahead and take some white pipe cleaners, cut it in half, and stick it through the loop and then attach it that way. And instead of placing it on top of the wreath, I go ahead and place it at the bottom part of the top of the wreath. And that's all I have for this project today. I really love the way that this turned out. Let me know in the comments below which of these 2 is your favorite, with or without the bunny ears. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.